Hi guys, something interesting today. So, love being on top of my gadgets and things that I can use whenever I'm on the outside, if we're recording stuff with the drone. And one of the issues that I come into contact with is sometimes the batteries don't last, especially if I'm recording something that's just going to take up the whole day, or if the wind is quite bad and the drone is really using a lot more power. And also with our work on the farm, sometimes we need to use some power tools in remote areas, and I'm lugging the generator with me. So that brings me to something very, very cool. So what I have here is EcoFlow Delta 2 Max. So it's their latest sort of power station that they've got, and it also comes with a solar panel. So let's open up and see what we've got inside. Alright, so the first thing I noticed that's taking up most of the space is actually the 220 watt Bifacial portable solar panel that it comes with. So what is interesting about this is it's bifacial. So you've got the main side of the panel where it can be propped up on a stand, and then any sort of reflected light or ambient light that comes in from the other side can be absorbed and used to generate power as well. So this is very exciting. It's definitely not the cheapest solar panel. There are definitely much cheaper versions than this. But what I like about this is obviously it can fold, it's compact, so it's quite good for moving around when we're going to different places. Not a massive panel that you're lugging around. It comes with a little carrier bag, which makes it quite easy as well. And it's extremely efficient. So although it's got 220 watts on one side, that doesn't include the power that it can absorb or take in from the other side. So I wonder if we should open this up first. EcoFlow have got quite a few different options available. You don't have to just take something as big and as bulky as this. They've got much smaller things. They've got little power banks as well. But this is kind of like one of their top dogs. So I'm excited about this because we have an off-grid cabin. We're going to have some basic 12-volt lights there, wood-fired stoves, braai area, barbecue for our friends across the sea. And this is just going to bring a little bit of the 21st century to when we go there. And I mean, I can look at this design. This, I mean, I don't know if you'll see it on the camera there, but if I put it this way, you can start 1, 2, 3, it looks like 4 different panels, and they are thin. This is a really, really good design. And I can see in here, I've got some of my cables. I might be mistaken, but I think it comes with about a 5-meter cable to connect to the power bank. The power station, I should say. Right, let me close this up and then we'll open up the main reason why I'm here. So I just took it out and I thought this thing is not light. This is pretty heavy, and it literally says here, heavy object. Okay guys, so just showing you in this cool looking box over here, this is all the cables inside. So you can charge this up with solar. There you can see that's to charge up with your 12-volt cigarette light, I suppose, in the car. What else have we got in here? That's your normal AC charger, so plug it into the walls and charge. And then we should have some DC cables. Yep, so there's some normal DC cables. That's pretty cool. And you can see this actually matches up with what the solar cables will. Yeah, so let's try to focus a bit here. So there's some information. You can see there it's a 2000 watt hour battery capacity. There's the AC input. So then the inverter, it says 2,400 watts. It does have like an X boost where it's able to go higher for any more powerful things or bigger appliances. I'm quite excited to test this out and see what it will be able to run. So in the front, oh, what's happened to my lighting? So here in the front, so I can see I got power, whole bunch of USB ports, USB-C, 100 watts. That's massive. And it looks like I've got a separate button to switch it on and off. And there's a pairing
button, or not a button, just a light. So I think what's different from this one to the previous model was, previous model you had to press a button, if I'm not mistaken, to be able to pair it onto your app to control it. This one, it's on constantly. Yeah, so coming on this side, you've got places where you can plug in extra batteries. So now you can have up to 2 extra batteries, which triple your capacity that you've got in here. I can see some big fans at the top there, obviously, if it's charging or if the inverter's on. All right, and then on this side, so PD, that will be, what's that, photovoltaic, so that's for your solar panels. It looks like I can plug in 2 separate sets of solar panels. That's the AC charger, and on the right here, we can control the actual charging speed as well. And there's obviously a fuse just to protect it if there's any surge or something like that. So there's our nice South African ports. We've got our 2 prongs. You can switch the power on and off, and this must be 12 volt out. Okay, back to the front. Let's switch it on. Okay, so I can see that's the battery percentage, if I'm not mistaken. So it needs a good charge. This is telling me how many hours it can stay on. And this is normally how much is coming in, how much is going out. So obviously nothing's happening at the moment. But I think I'm going to put it on charge with the AC just to get it some power. And then I'll start setting up the app. Okay, so I've just plugged in the AC. Now this little blue circle is spinning crazy. It's telling me it's charging. So there I can see the top. The input, it's going 800 watts, 900 watts. There's a kilowatt of power coming in, and this is telling me recharge time. It's going to take an hour. It's already at 31%. 1500 watts, my goodness. So this must be the fast charge, because I know it can go up to 1800, and it's going above that. And on the app, I'm able to actually slow that down if I want it to be a little bit more chilled. Okay, I've had some fun testing some big appliances. Our big aircon in our house, it just draws too much power for this to start up. It actually had a little alert at the bottom here saying overcurrent. And our little portable aircon over here, this came on no problem, and you can see the battery's still at 51%. I haven't charged it up yet. It's only pulling 630 watts, and it says it's going to last an hour at this rate. So fully charged, yeah, maybe it'll go for 2, maybe 3 hours. And obviously if I have the solar panel attached to it, that will maybe extend that a little bit more. But these are some heavy usage appliances. I had a kettle, a water heater plugged in, and that was not a problem. I was able to boil it. So I'm pretty sure if that goes, we'll be able to get our coffee machine going. I just wouldn't put more than one of those appliances on at a time. But all right, so I thought I'd show you the app. So I can see here it's busy charging. It's got 1.75 kilowatts coming in from the AC. It's at 95.4%, and it's about 2 minutes left of charge. And then right at the bottom over here, I can switch on and off remotely the AC inverter, the 12 volt DC plugs or connections, and the USBs in the front, which is fantastic. And then in the settings, so obviously you can name it. I've got it set under lay cabin because that's where I'm going to be using it. I can switch the beeping off. The AC charging speed, I know there's a way that you're able to actually reduce it and bring it right down, which is if you wanted to slow charge. So there's the X boost. That's if you want to push up the wattage to, I think it's 3,200 watts. I might be mistaken with that. I know it's in the 3 kilowatt range over there. And all the other sort of automated features. I see there's a firmware update that I need to do. And yeah, that's in here. I've got my solar panel sitting out that comes with the EcoFlow Delta 2 Max. So not a great angle. It's kind of facing a little bit away from the sun, but I'm able to get in 200 watts. And I've actually got a portable aircon plugged in, and you can see it's drawing 650 odd watts. And it says on the panel that at this rate it could last 3.5 hours. I'm sure if I change the angle of the panel to be, it's about midday, so if the panels were, so just doing a little test. So I've got the solar panels plugged in, and I've got an aircon plugged in here as well, and it's telling me it's generating 195 watts from the panels, and the aircon is pulling just under 700 watts now,
and it will last about 3 hours. And on the app it's a little bit more accurate than that. It tells me 3.5 hours with this setup. But the fact that it can run this portable aircon is fantastic.